Like that's just weird shit. Like you out there trying to get these niggas, but don't hit none of them. It's like I think it was like 11 people shot, four of them died, and out of the four, it was three children. Like you don't even get shot. That make you feel like a fucking winner. In my eyes, you was a fucking lame. Fuck out of here.
Day party. Okay, it is crazy. This is actually so messed up. It says, according to sources, the targets of the mass shooting on the child's party were Stockton-based rappers, who I just mentioned. The party was reportedly for Nano's daughter. The reports coming from the streets and sources in law enforcement, but remain officially unconfirmed. Now, apparently, the police have a
My thing is, what happened to like the rules of the streets? You know, back in the day, it shit used to be like structure. Not saying like the streets is somewhere to be or it was ever a good thing. Like I'm just saying it was structured though. What happened to women and children being off limits and then shit like this? Like motherfuckers condoning people being shot around their children. Like none of that shit is cool. These kids at the end of the day, these kids gonna be traumatized and like not even just the kids, the whole family or anybody else that was there present at this motherfucking event is gonna be traumatized from here on out. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Benji, and welcome to Benjilamar Reactions. In today's video, we got one coming straight from Trapler Ross about that whole shooting out of Stockton, California. If y'all don't know about it, make sure y'all go do your homework on, you know, four dead, three of those dead being, children, and one being I think a teenager. But it's saying, they saying that in this video that the whole shooting is, I guess, behind rap group or street wannabe niggas. They basically condone what's going on. Like I don't know, we're gonna get into it, but anybody that condone weirdo shit like this should be banned from everything and just sitting behind a jail cell. You feel me? Do your homework on jails and where niggas should be at.
okay. This clip's just been going around on Twitter or X. Okay, this is posted 4 hours ago. 501 Tate, a member of the Townhomes gang based out of Stockton, California, states that he condones the mass shooting in Stockton involving children. He says, we condone it, but we didn't do it. Now, do we believe that he didn't do it? Do we believe that these guys that are going
Even if you didn't do it and you sit online saying you condone this shit, that make you look like even more of a fucking goofy. Like motherfuckers that do shit like this are considered the crash outs. And everybody nowadays wanna be a crash out because, I guess regular street shit's not in no more. Being a crash out is what's in. But at the end of the day, like you gotta be smart enough to be like, damn, like some shit shouldn't be done in certain places. And then in all places, you go to a fucking ice cream parlor and shoot up the motherfucking kid's birthday party. Like, and then you don't even get the motherfucker you looking for? What type of goofy shit is this?
around saying they condone this disgusting act? It's like, how can you even be saying that? As we discussed in the previous video, it sounds like the FBI have picked this up, and anybody that's even had a whiff of being around this situation is likely going to be facing life in prison and potentially the death penalty.
For sure. It's a bunch of fucking kids involved. They don't got nothing to do with nothing, but y'all put them in your street. They don't even be beefing more. Like I said, it's just everybody trying to be the biggest crash out. So now you put these kids and and these other people and they family that's just trying to celebrate their party, or somebody just taking a kid out thinking they just gonna get some ice cream and shit. And look at this shit that happened. Like it's goofy nonsense.
So this individual is very misguided putting out this video, and I'm not going to lie, he's just put himself on the radar of the FBI. But let me play you the clip
For
because this is
sure.
disgusting.
Bro, and they're talking about they don't condone shit like that. Nigga sound like a bitch. We condone all that shit. We condone it, but we didn't do it. So, nigga,
You saying a nigga sound like a bitch. You sound like a fucking goofy. Like what? You talking about we condone it, but we ain't do it. But you just sit here speaking on it so it make you look like suspect number one, dickhead.
God, don't put that on us. Bro, we condone this shit, though, because niggas be shooting that niggas with their kids and shit. I'm done giving all you niggas passes. That's the old me. Nigga blowing, catching with his family or nigga smoking. Bro, and they're
So he's saying we condone it. He's saying the ops have been catching us with our families and our kids, and we'll catch people with their families and smoke them. Now, basically, people are kind of breaking this all down. Okay, they're saying rival gangs in Stockton. As I continue to deep dive on this, EBK versus Townhomes versus MB Flyboys. They're all against each other except the Flyboys and MBs. They have an alliance now. Reports have started circulating that the real targets of the shooting were indeed the rappers, and allegedly the names that have popped up as far as the real targets of the shooting, okay, is MB Nell and Flyboy Dougie 3. That's what's been going around. Now, I don't know if they've got the names wrong here, but it basically says Stockton mass shooting were rappers MB Nell and Flyboy Dowie. I think, is it supposed to be Dougie? The real targets. And basically, you know, people are trying to get to the bottom of this. It says, in the aftermath, unconfirmed social media and local media reports have suggested the intending victims may have been rappers MB Nell and Flyboy Dowie, who were allegedly present at the event, and it was a gathering held for a 6-year-old's birthday.
Like, that's just weird shit. Like, you out there trying to get these niggas, but don't hit none of them. It's like, I think it was like 11 people shot, 4 of them died, and out of the 4, it was 3 children. Like, you don't even get shot. That make you feel like a fucking winner? In my eyes, you was a fucking lame. Fuck out of here.
Day party. Okay, it is crazy. This is actually so messed up. It says, according to sources, the targets of the mass shooting on the child's party were Stockton-based rappers, who I just mentioned. The party was reportedly for Nano's daughter. The reports coming from the streets and sources in law enforcement, but remain officially unconfirmed. Now, apparently, the police have a...
My thing is, what happened to like the rules of the streets? You know, back in the day, shit used to be like structured. Not saying like the streets is somewhere to be or it was ever a good thing. Like, I'm just saying it was structured though. What happened to women and children being off limits and then shit like this? Like, motherfuckers condoning people being shot around their children. Like, none of that shit is cool. These kids, at the end of the day, these kids gonna be traumatized, and like, not even just the kids, the whole family or anybody else that was there present at this motherfucking event is gonna be traumatized from here on out. Kids not gonna want to go nowhere, and especially the parents not gonna want to take them to nobody's fucking party because of shit like this. It's sad.
Actually identified the 21-year-old adult male who was killed alongside the 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and 14-year-old. And this is just so heartbreaking to even see, man. This is just messed up.
The first time we are now seeing a picture of one of the victims killed, 21-year-old Susano Archuleta. Today, his family held a service to remember him.
Oh, so my bad. It was 3 children and a 21-year-old. So I'm guessing this is the 21-year-old right here that was, that was unalived in this whole situation. It said he don't got nothing to do with nothing. He not in the streets from the look of it. He don't even look like no street nigga. Y'all just out here getting anybody for anything just to say, oh, we got a body or we the biggest crash out. Like, fuck out of here, you fucking goofy.
And here is what we know right now. As we mentioned, 4 people killed, 11 others shot. Among the dead are 3 children, ages 8, 9, and 14. In addition to the 21-year-old. Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi also said the 8-year-old was a student at Stockton Unified and also said she has reached out to the White House and the Department of Justice about helping combating crime in her city. The sheriff's office has determined the shooting was targeted and was not random. Your reporter Tori Apodaca is at the scene and spoke to a family of the 21-year-old killed in this mass shooting. Tori.
Steve, the mood out here is just somber in Stockton. Over my left shoulder, you can see bullet holes in the building that was hit with gunfire, and over my right, that growing memorial for the victims in this. Like you mentioned, I did speak with the aunt of the 21-year-old victim who showed up to a prayer vigil today, searching for peace in the midst of this chaos.
Yeah, we ain't gonna watch
3 kids. There is nothing cool or gangster about this, and look at the aftermath.
Nothing.
Man. The families,
like, that's real shit. Look at the aftermath. Everybody is traumatized, like the whole community, and everybody that's even watching this news clip is even more traumatized because now in the back of their mind, like, damn, I can't even take my child outside to go enjoy a motherfucking birthday party for kids, and that shit is wild, gang.
Shattered the community that's been destroyed. Nobody should be proud of this, and you best believe everybody's going to jail and potentially getting a needle.
In the midst of her immeasurable pain, a spirit of hope rising in the pews of this Stockton church.
He's a good kid, and he went to this,
celebration for a friend of his. It was his friend's daughter, I believe.
21-year-old Susano Archuleta, one of the 4 victims in a mass shooting at a child's birthday party. 15 struck by gunfire, and 8, 9, and 14-year-olds among the others killed.
We come before you, God, praying.
Susano's aunt, Patricia Flores, choosing to turn to Christ and her community in her grief.
It gives me hope. It makes me feel that the family's not alone.
Her niece and her toddler were also at that party, saying it's a blessing they were in the bathroom when the bullets went flying.
I guess she just heard shots and she didn't hear anything.
Senior pastor Aya Luna Garza happened to be in the shopping center.
Like, could you imagine just taking your child to a birthday party and out of nowhere, like you watching your child run around having a good time, and you just conversing with other parents and shit, and you just hear these gunshots go off. Like, can you really imagine what would be going through your mind? Because in my mind, like, I don't know, I think I'd be like stuck, especially seeing like people just dropping and like kids at that. Like, I don't know what I do. But I know I'll black the fuck out.
30 minutes before the shooting.
My guess is that I saw people that were there that were greatly affected.
Her heartbreak leading her to hold the prayer vigil.
Yeah, you can't watch that
Something like
shit.
this is both sad and sickening. He was saying, why were 150 people present at a 2-year-old's birthday party? He was saying half of them probably look, come on, man, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we not.
People
They present because everybody's celebrating this child. It don't matter how many people there. That means a lot of people show this child love on their birthday. It don't matter how many people there. That's like beyond the point. Like, motherfuckers got shot when they shouldn't have been shot. That's the point.
saying Stockton's a bad town filled with shady people. News will never tell the truth. This was a gang and rat beef. People are saying the nephew was affiliated with it. I've not seen too much more about that person so far, but this is just very, very sad. Now, unfortunately, I'm sad to say this, okay? A lot of people are shocked and appalled by this situation, but this isn't the first time that children have been caught up in the middle of Stockton gang violence. And, this is another earlier incident that we'll touch on some more a little bit later, but children have been getting caught up in these situations for a minute.
Other news right now, Stockton police are working to piece together what led.
For sure, kids are always gonna be caught up in adult situations for no reason. Because like you can go anywhere and you can be with your fucking child. Your child don't even know you got beef with the next motherfucker, and they just catch you lacking. They ain't gonna give a fuck about you being with your child. They just gonna do what they gotta do because they see you. They're not gonna think about the aftermath of how this child gonna survive or whatever else gonna happen behind this shit. They just think about getting you when they can, where they can.
To a deadly shooting outside of a home.
A 26-year-old man was killed as 2 young children, just 5 and 6 years old, were inside the car. KCRA3's Danica Hill spoke with concerned families as police are working to find the gunman.
That's really key for our investigations team to figure out why this homicide occurred, trying to develop that motive, whether it was targeted or not, or gang-related or not.
Officers responding to reports of a shooting outside a home on Tilden Park Street near Houston Avenue just before 10:30 Wednesday night.
When officers arrived on scene, they located a 26-year-old male victim inside of a vehicle in the front area of the residence who had been struck multiple times by gunfire.
That man pronounced dead on the scene. 2 young children were also in the car, one taken to the hospital for minor injuries.
When children are involved, it definitely heightens everything.
So it's just so tragic that children have been getting caught in the crossfire of these things for a while, and it's time the FBI are going to have to step in and just make sure this shit stops happening.
The victims was transported to an area hospital for minor injuries.
But this shit happening all over the country, not in just one place. Like, this shit, kids are dying everywhere. You can't just say it just happened in California, even though a tragic situation just happened there. This shit happening all over the country, sad to say. So if you want to police one place, you got to police all. Like, let's be real. You got to shut shit down everywhere.
Injuries. It appears that it could have been maybe glass or shrapnel, and the other juvenile was fortunately not injured.
But things like this, they're happening, they're letting it slide, and this was all the way back in May 2024. Now, what's really messed up is that immediately after the shooting, the police actually rushed to West Stockton, an area associated with the Lewis Park Bloods, and arrests were made immediately after. This says, Stockton police arrest 5 people in Lewis Park for gang-related activity. It says the Saturday night, they carried out some arrests. Officers were on patrol around Lewis Park after reports of multiple armed individuals reported just before 10:30 p.m. Officers arrested and located 5 individuals, mainly 2 teenagers, a 22-year-old, 32-year-old, 27-year-old, and they were all taken into custody for charges related to conspiracy, weapons violations, and gang conspiracies. Police cannot confirm if these individuals are connected to the mass shooting that occurred that night. My bad. I got
so
the timeline
damn, this
a
is
bit
a whole
mixed up, but
different.
This basically happened after the most recent mass shootings. These 5 people have been arrested.
Damn.
I was just telling you about that previous mass shooting that kind of was the shooting where children were.
So that's a whole new one, like a whole nother shooting in Stockton. Like, that shit is wild. Like, when niggas going to just chill? The jails is filled with motherfuckers like y'all, the crashed out weirdos. Why nobody can't just, if you're a rapper, just make your rap songs and get your paper and and be the fuck out and stay low key. Everybody got to be caught up in some type of beef, some type of drama, some type of shit that's going to get other people hurt, and it's sad.
Nearly hit. Just as far as some context to what's going to happen later, okay? But this actually just happened last night. the day after the mass shooting that we heard about. Now, what I'm going to tell you about next, because this is new stuff that's come out today, Renegade Media on YouTube has released a pretty good breakdown explaining the relevance of this arrest and the politics behind this gang war, and so you can understand how this has been going on for quite some time. So basically, okay, it's just, he's going to break it down, but basically there's a whole lot of gang politics behind this war.
He was fired just 3 weeks before he was set to retire.
And now he's becoming an industry whistleblower.
What's crazy is there's a lot of loose alliances that take place. From what I've gathered so far, even though 4 people got arrested in Lewis Park Blood area in their neighborhood, 4 people, it was like an adult woman and like an adult young teenager and like 2 kids, and a white vehicle that they used for the drive-by. They're all conspiracy charges as of now. But, you know, everybody was jumping to conclusions like it had to be EBK because of the intended targets. These rappers were the intended targets. MB Nell, then you got Dougie Threes. Nano was there, and this Norteño Manos from Vario Latino Locals was there as well. I believe it was his daughter's birthday party, or I think it was Nano's daughter's birthday party. It was one or the other. Somebody.
But long story short, each one of these men that he just named could have their own separate situations that nobody know about. So we can't just pinpoint it to EBK or whoever else they think. It's everybody got their own situations and nobody know what the next man do. So nobody know who's after the next man. So let's be realistic.
His birthday party for the little girl. But these rappers right here, MB Nell and Dougie, have, so far from what I've been watching, have been prime instigators when it comes to gang wars. They're going live talking smack about EBK's camp. Now, mind you, EBK and Lewis Park Bloods have a loose alliance. At first, they didn't get along. Then being locked up in the pen, being locked up in the juvies and the counties, they started to get along. Then they started pulling off skits together. Then they built this alliance to where, since they have the same enemies, share the same enemies, they're going to go to war with different enemies. Same thing happened with Fly Boys, which everybody knows bands from, Fly Boys, and Mud Brothers, and B, which is a lot of other different rappers, including MB Nell, hence what MB stands for. Because a little.
So he's basically explaining the politics, and he's basically going to go on to explain, you know, he's saying that some of these guys that were there, they were unfortunately instigating this beef, and the Lewis Park Bloods, they're tapped in with EBK, which is Jaaybo's crew, and basically they weren't necessarily allied. They spent time in jail together, and that's when these groups started to kind of come together. Now, apparently, MB Nell's beef with the Lewis Park Bloods started over a gang name, and basically this is how EBK also got involved in gang warfare. Apparently there was a dispute over some shoes that ended up escalating to violence, and it just shows you.
That's what I'm saying, like dumbass shit like this. He's saying it was a dispute over some fucking shoes that they ain't just make one pair of. You can go out to the store buy a whole nother pair of niggas so crunchy and dirty to steal your shit, or however the situation went. Ain't no need beef, no that shit. That should let you know not to fuck with that crumb ass nigga, like point blank.
Just so how sad and senseless the actual reasons behind these gang wars actually are. For kids to be losing their lives over such nonsense, trivial nonsense, is actually just heartbreaking.
A little bit before 2019, MB Nell started Mud Brothers, started his own clique, but he had respects from different cliques and different factors from North Stockton, and he decided to create his own MB, Mud Brothers. The only problem is Mud Brothers was already being used by a different clique. Now, a lot of these cliques have smaller cliques within their cliques, but they're all one big clique as a whole. But Lewis Park Bloods had their own little clique called Militant Boys, and B as well, and they didn't like that. So that little war started, a little feud, and that's why they started targeting MB Nell before he started dissing everybody. They actually robbed him for like an ARP, like an AR-14 or something. They robbed him for a gun. They punked him because they thought he was a punk. Well, he wasn't going for that, and he started doing diss tracks against them. Now, there's ongoing gang wars that have been taking place because it all stems from this rapper right here, one of the most popular rappers out of Stockton, who went international. Dude, I've seen people like in Scotland and Switzerland bumping his music on TikTok.
People love EBK Jaaybo all around the world. I'm not going to lie. I got friends in the UK that are obsessed with this guy. I got...
no bullshit. Like, he just coming up. EBK and all them just coming up. He just posting all this music on YouTube. He really getting, you know, a bunch of views and notoriety. But shit like this is not going to help your career. In my eyes, it's going to hinder careers. But for guys like that, I guess they think shit like all the drama is going to keep them relevant. When all you need is your music for real. If you put out some good music, you're going to stay relevant.
It's got friends in LA, got friends in New York, got friends in... Everybody loves this EBK Jaaybo guy. I don't know what it is. Yeah, the music's hard, but it's like, I don't know what it is about him in this specific situation that people are so obsessed with, man, but it's crazy.
For Boogeyman.
Because
Well,
his
it all
kids
dates
involved.
back from when Nightingale and Flyboy's mob, they were all kind of clicked up. They were cool, but, you know, he was like 16, 17, him and Osama, and they got punked for their shoes. See, he had relatives, I think a Theo and a dad, that were from Nightingale, which was a different clique. There was like a different form of alliance back then. It was like two cliques in one, but he was from the Nightingale part. And once his son and Osama got jacked for their shoes, his dad went and confronted those individuals that were responsible for it, which was Northside Gangsta Crips, and his dad dies from it. Now, I believe they were all under a mutual understanding and form of alliance, something like that along those lines, to where Jaaybo retaliated, got his get backs. He was shaking hands with certain people of the Flyboys mob, thinking everything was cool, smoking a weed with them, and they were having a music video shoot at a market. Because at that particular meeting where he was shaking hands and, you know, calling a truce and calling a peace treaty, they were calling his dad a weirdo in prison, putting all kinds of funny charges on his dad's name. And he didn't like that, so he retaliated. So even though he was shaking hands with these individuals and smoking weed and about to do a music video with them, he blindsided them. He snaked them at this particular market where they were doing the video shoot. It was called Eminem's Market, and allegedly they blamed EBK and his little crew that he was starting. They blamed him for shooting, I guess, a notorious killer in the streets of Stockton by the name of Sauce. Just shot him in the head. Sauce didn't die, but Sauce was known to put a lot of bodies underneath his belt. Sauce died years later, but they shot Sauce in the head, and that's what started this crazy gang war between Nightingale and Flyboys. So he was the one, allegedly, in accordance to the streets, that started all this gang war, because over a pair of shoes, put his dad in an ugly predicament, and things started to escalate. And then he blitzed the same people he was shaking hands with for getbacks and retaliation, and almost took out a big name.
So this is insane, right? You're telling me that this whole thing started out a feud over a pair of shoes and somebody lying about his dad in prison, and they end up shooting a known factor in the streets in the head. They don't kill him, and then after that, it's just all-out gang war. Now, that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's senseless, but then also it's serious. It's like, on the one hand, it's like, oh, a pair of shoes, that's not that serious.
But everything, like, for me, everything that happened behind like kids or other people that's not involved in the streets getting killed is senseless, especially if they're not involved in no gang, don't have ties to no gang. They just in the wrong place at the wrong time. All that shit be senseless anyway. So it's not just like this situation, it's a bunch of situations that happen around the world that's senseless just like this shit. And it's fucked up. Ain't gonna never stop. All because everybody wanna, be the biggest crash out.
And shooting someone in the head and they survive, nah, that's very, very, very serious. Okay, so later on in this excellent video by Renegade Media, he basically gives more details and backstory, and you can go and watch the full video if you want. I'm just going to react to a couple of clips. But according to him, years of retaliation and multiple deaths would all build up to this moment where this mass shooting happened, and this is basically the moment where the shooters opened fire on a party that was apparently full of rappers and gang members that were all tied to earlier violence. And as you saw in that first video, I'm not condoning it whatsoever, but at least gives you an understanding of exactly why this was happening, exactly why they're not having any care for the kids that are being there because of all the back and forth and beef that's been happening.
Overfeed you guys with a lot of information. But all these groups are going to war back and forth with each other, and then their loose alliances have rappers that link up with their other rappers of these alliances and continue to instigate the gang war on their social media platforms. Same thing about Cholo. He was killed from the Westside Bloods at a Southside Market. You got shootings at Eminem Market. Bro, if I was from the city of Stockton, I wouldn't even go shopping at a store that was called the Market, the way they brag about it in all their lyrics. But then it all leads years later to what happened in Stockton. 19 people shot. These were their intended targets. Obviously, of course, like I mentioned, NB Nell, Dougie's 3, you had Nano there, but there was a Norteño Manos from Barrio Latino Locals. He was there, and it was a celebration of kids and a birthday party for kids. And like I said, the intended targets were the rappers. But I think when these gang members pulled up and they seen who else was there, they took it as, we're going to get all of them instead of just the people that we came looking for. The excuse was, how could they not shoot at everybody else when everybody else was in attendance? Obviously, you have Key and Saya, these gang members who...
But that's the thing, like, I hate when shit like this happen, and it happened because they ain't just gonna pull up. They pull up because somebody that's in some shit, in one of these different, one of these different people that's in some shit, posted on Instagram or something like that. That's how it usually goes. Somebody posted below and all that. Now they pulling up and shooting everybody because they can't just get you. It's a whole crowd. Now they just shooting everybody, and it's fucked up. All because of dumb situations and dumb actions.
Always been in the music videos and the backgrounds known as hitters. They were also there too. So we got top scores, top factors that these guys want to gun down all in one area. Obviously, you know why these gang members, whether they're from Lewis Park Bloods, whether they're EBKs doing the skits with Lewis Park Bloods, who knows what gang did it. But you can see why these gang members shot at 19 people. Sad reality, 3 of them were just
so
kids.
Sad.
And there was
Just kids getting killed. Now,
Just
what's even more
kids.
crazy, okay, is online rumors would suggest that there was actually an earlier incident. Basically, this earlier incident, that incident that I told you about, okay, where somebody ended up getting killed or, you know, getting shot and killed and the kids were injured by broken glass. I bring that up to say that that's what they're referring to when a guy at the start's talking about, yeah, well, they was hitting up, we was getting targeted with kids. You know, they're not sparing us in front of our kids. A lot of people feel like that is.
So why you gotta be a fucking crash out? Cause the next man won't be a crash out. Give somebody some type of grace. Like I understand, like I say, no grace in the streets and all that, but damn, it's kids. You gotta be like at some point, like man, all right, I'll just catch you later. Like that shit nutty.
Basically what's going on. They've been hurting each other, and online rumors suggest that this earlier incident was actually referenced by MB Bands in one of his songs. And he basically said in this song, I'm going to be careful about playing this to you, but he apparently says in this song, he has a lyric, okay, he basically says, dude died with his kids, they had no faith. Yeah, this line here is just the outline. I'm going to play it very quick.
Yeah, see, and then they just dissing motherfuckers and they kids, and like people don't know who you talking about. Like they ain't gonna come retaliate for they folks.
Okay, but you're gonna hear this really is not cool.
Case, nigga died with his kids, they had no faith.
Bruh.
They be glorifying this shit.
It's bad energy to be putting out there, man. It's actually bad energy to be putting out there, okay? So this is MB Bands, all right? And apparently, okay, his cousin was apparently at the birthday party that got targeted. And even more crazy than that is he recently appeared on Tommy G's vlog. Okay, Tommy G has apparently done vlogs with both sides of this gang war, which is even more crazy, and I could react to those later down the line. But he's basically appeared.
If y'all know who Tommy G is, definitely be on her with Tommy, because he be in some of the wildest locations. Like I just did a video not too long ago about him staying in this prison for 24 hours. Like Tommy is a wild bull.
In the vlog with Tommy G, and he basically said it's so heartbreaking, but he said children come before anything.
If you don't do for yours, man, I don't respect it, nigga. On God, nigga. Nigga, kids come before anything, bro. If you ain't do.
You seen it? You saying all this now, but y'all go out here and do stupid shit while they with they kids. Like, how do that even make sense? But you want the next man to respect your situation, how you got kids and all that. Then putting out here, oh, you putting your child out here knowing you would be. Now everybody, if you with something, they know who your child is. Like that's weird, nut shit.
For yours, nigga, I don't know where your head at, nigga.
You see, I got one right here.
nigga.
And that's the most gangster thing I've heard all day. I cannot believe these deadbeat bum fathers out there. It pisses me off. It's ruining this country.
Yeah.
If you want to be a real man,
It's a lot of
you gotta watch out
deadbeats.
for your kids, because who else is gonna do it?
But just because he's not deadbeat does not mean he's not a bad influence on his child. Because look at the dumb shit he in. Look at the wars and like all the shootouts and all the dumb shit he get into. So you're a bad influence. You may be a good dad being there, like, physically being there, but other than that, what you got?
I mean, and now you see an unknown car drives by, everybody's scrambling.
See?
This is the lifestyle that they're living, man. It's actually so twisted.
See?
Okay, but interestingly enough, okay, while he's, looking out for his kids and doing what Tommy would say are positive things, he's still releasing diss songs, okay? Around this time, he actually released a song called Real Murder Music, okay? And this is what's going on. This is what's going on in the streets. This is the drill music for you, okay? I'm not condoning it. He basically put that energy out there on this song, okay? He basically said in this song, okay, is never safe. Better keep your blick or chase him down on the block. Give a F about no kids. So I won't play it just in case, all right? But it says chase him down.
But you want somebody to care about your child that you just showed on camera and all this shit. Like, you sound dumb as shit, you fucking weirdo.
Down on that block, give a F about no kid. And he's got an animation of a kid running away. Like, this is twisted. What are you doing, bro? Never safe. Keep your blick. Chase him down on that block. Don't give a F about a kid. It's very, very sad to see that being put across, and I wonder if anyone's picked up on that. Saying, don't give a F about no kids. Punks for shooting kids' birthday party. Power of the tongue. People are saying, is this the person that got killed? But no, apparently it was his party for his kid. It's super messed up, man. And you know what's even crazy is that if we trace this all the way back, years and years and years ago, okay, to this Vlad interview with DJ Vlad, MB now 5 years ago, okay, back in 2020, okay. He was allegedly one of the targets of this shooting at the birthday party. And he was talking about being a Crip in Stockton and how dangerous it is, his car getting shot up 22 times. He explained 5 years ago why it is so dangerous and what it is about Stockton that is just so treacherous. And it's just chilling to see this after we know everything that's happened.
What do you think made Stockton so dangerous? the fact that, like I said, there's nothing to do over there. There's no, you got the kids and the youth who's surrounded by nothing but gangbangers or dudes trying to be gangbangers. They're not even gang.
Or y'all being the old heads, or the niggas that somebody's supposed to look up to. Why don't y'all show them something different? Y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all here grinding, getting a couple of dollars, take the kids out on the trip or something, pay for motherfuckers to get food, or pay for a motherfucking football team or some shit. But y'all talk about how it's nothing to do when y'all can change shit, but y'all don't. Only thing y'all want to do is shoot them up, bang, 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 bang. Like,
You got dudes from the suburbs who get involved in stuff, and it's like you could be a dude from the suburbs and that dude can kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't even matter.
Okay. And the Crip and Blood culture kind of moved its way up from LA.
Yeah.
So guys basically took that and started to set up shop.
Yeah.
And form their own cliques in Stockton.
On low, yeah.
Okay. Is it?
It is just sad now, and now they're saying there's another update. You know, they're IDing more victims.
Damn.
You know, there's updates on their conditions. So they're saying that this is a 14-year-old victim that's now been identified, and it's Amari Peterson. Let's see what they say.
Is 14-year-old Amari Peterson. A GoFundMe describes him as a bright and promising young soul. Friends and family say Amari was a football and basketball player, a brother.
See, like, look at none of that shit. Like, this shit right here is sad. Like, young boy 14, he ain't gonna have a chance to, live out his dreams. Y'all motherfuckers out here trying to live out y'all fake ass dreams of being a rapper and a gangster. Why he can't live his dreams of being a football star and all this shit? Y'all, cause like too short for that though. And nobody give a fuck. Y'all just claiming it like this shit cool. Like, that shit is corny than a motherfucker. You fucking weirdos.
A son and a cousin. He was making plans for his future and was already looking into colleges. Peterson is just one of the 4 people killed in that shooting in Stockton, one of 3 of the children. Right now, authorities are searching for the shooters responsible for this horrible act of violence. They believe there are multiple suspects. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office says the attack was targeted. It happened Saturday night at a banquet hall off Lucille Avenue. More than 100 people were there for a child's birthday party. The 4 victims killed were 8, 9, 14, that's Amari, and 21 years old. And as we just told you, Amari was the 14-year-old. We know the 8-year-old child was a student in the Stockton Unified School District. The district is offering counselors and mental health clinicians at all 55.
Like, it's fucked up. Look, they offering services because the whole community gonna be fucked up. Not just the parents and all that shit. Not just the people who was at the party and all the people who's affected by that shit. It's the actual community and shit too. Like shit like this is fucked up. You can give everybody in the world PTSD behind shit like this. And it's sad, like, these little kids, they just suffered, like, the ultimate price. Like, that shit is nutty as shit to me. Like, I'm scared for my child to go outside every day. Like, fuck this world. This shit is corny.
Of its schools. The district's board president promised they will do everything in their power to ensure students and families have a place of safety, healing, and support. Right.
It's just heartbreaking, man. Look, I'll keep you guys updated if I hear anything else. We're hearing all of these little bits of backstory, these little bits of background that are coming around, and again, it's just got to stop, man. You know, it can't really get much worse than this. It really can't get much worse. This is like this type of thing I could have never imagined. If you'd have asked me to come up with the most fucked up drill that went so wrong and was so, not that I would never condone drilling anyway, but was just.
Why would this even be a drill anyway on a fucking kid's birthday party? I don't give a fuck who is there. I don't give a fuck that nigga owed me $1 billion. I'm not gonna run down on while there's a bunch of kids and innocent people around. I'm gonna catch him on his own time. Like, this shit is wild.
So senseless and so dumb, and basically was so bad that you're going to make the entire block on both sides just extinct. The FBI just going to crack down. Everybody's going to jail. People probably getting the death penalty. I couldn't even come up with something this bad. So I just can't imagine what the families are going through, man. So rest in peace to all of the people that lost that.
Man, yeah, rest in peace to everybody, especially them kids. And, I hope everybody get through this shit as easy as possible, because shit like this not easy at all, especially when motherfuckers is doing senseless shit that don't got nothing to do with you. Like, and now you caught up in the middle of, or your family or somebody you love is caught up in the middle of. Like, this shit be corny and weird. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Make sure y'all keep liking, commenting, and subscribing so I know what type of content y'all want to see. But, it's your boy Benji, and I'll see y'all with another one.